Hey guys, and this is the Rogue 715 patch update. Not a lot has actually changed for Rogues, much like the other classes I put out, but they have done a lot of tweaking and a few talent swaps here and there. The big thing is that the profile has actually changed over time, and especially lately, and so all that has been compiled here. So a couple things I want to talk about for Assassination. One of the simplest things is that the bottom bar is now just solid red at all times. People got confused thinking that the yellow and green meant something when the bar was those colors, but it didn't, so that has been corrected. Other than that, a few icon swaps have taken place. Talent options have all been moved to the bottom, Vendenda's been moved to the top. But you should see that the rotation as a whole functions the way it did before. One change that did happen was Rupture now will suggest at 4 combo points at the very least, so that you can maintain the buff as much as possible. Other than that, if you haven't seen the update since the last patch, when you use Exsanguinate on a Rupture, it will highlight on the bottom with a golden border, letting you know not to update it, and it'll also flash Rupture on there, letting you know that it's close to falling off, but not quite ready to be reapplied. Other than that, the rotation is functioning the way it did before, so you should have no problems running right into it if you've been using this profile for a while. But yeah, it's very minor changes overall for Assassination. Now, almost no changes really took place to Outlaw, although I did tweak the counter system a little bit. But I want to take this time just to kind of tell you exactly how it works and even show you a visual representation. On the left there, you'll see that red icon. That icon is representing the counter. Now, when you apply Roll the Bones, it'll give you different buffs, and each of those buffs have a different value assigned to them. So once we roll the dice here, you'll see that we have a value of 3. That means that we have one buff which is worth 2 and another one which is worth 1. The counter is set up so that if you have at least 2 points in the counter, it'll tell you not to re-roll the buff. So you see, as we have 1 here, even though we have a buff active, it's not strong, so we'll have to re-roll again. So this is all happening in the background, and this is an icon you won't see if you actually get the profile right now, but it's just all the background things and how it all works in the back. So every time you roll the dice, this calculation takes place. It figures out if it's worth it to keep the buffs you have or if it's better to re-roll them. And if it is, then it'll tell you to re-roll. Otherwise, it'll tell you just to stay put and keep going with run-throughs, and if you took certain talents, it'll tell you to go with Death from Above and things like that. But overall, not a lot has actually changed for Outlaw. The rotation's just been kind of tweaked a little bit to make sure it works with the different buffs that you could possibly have. Again, subtlety here. Not a lot has changed. I tweaked the timing on Shadow Dance and when it'll tell you to and when it'll suggest that you use it. And I've also tweaked a few of the debuff timers for Nightblade and everything else, so that it will ask you to reapply those a little sooner than it did before. But other than that, the rotation again has not been tweaked heavily in any way. It'll tell you exactly what to cast in the center of the screen as it always did. But yeah, I hope that it works out the way that you guys like, and I hope that the changes I've made have been what you guys have been asking for. As always, you can find these on chesder.weebly.com. I'll also update the Rebrandly link if that's what you use, and I'll post this on MMO Champion, Reddit, and all those other sources just as always. And if you have any feedback and anything you'd like to see switched in the future, be sure to let me know on Twitter or on the website itself. But yeah, I hope you guys like what you see, and I'll catch you in the next video.